Welcome back to the channel where we talk about and focus on slow speed motorcycle operations. Slow speed motorcycle operations mostly because that's where the majority of motorcycle accidents happen. Today I'm going to share with you the install process of the Tab Performance exhaust tips, the slip-ons I just received. I haven't even opened the box yet, so we'll walk through this process together. I likely won't record everything because it would make for a long video, but we'll probably just hit the highlights. Let's get to it. Here is the box as it came from UPS today from Tab Performance. Let's get it opened and pull the parts out and explore what's inside of it. So it looks like the box opens from the end here. Just slide it on the side and try to keep the contents themselves in the picture. Papers, packaging. Alright, cool. There we go. There's one slip-on. Slip-on. Let's see what else is in the box. Well, probably just some more packing material. Yep. So it looks like it's pretty simple packet contents, just the two slip-ons. I'm guessing that the brackets here are where you attach it to your under the bags. But this would be a pretty quick and easy installation. So pull out the bag so you can see how nice this looks. Yep, got the little indentation here for the, looks like that's probably for the, we'll find out, I'm not even sure. I'll pull the bags off in a minute. And here's the inside, the tip. It'd be pretty cool to have that sticking out the back. And I got the kind with the medium baffles on them. So, compromise between sounding really good and trying to keep somewhat quiet. Anyway, let's get to the installation. So we're going to start with the left side, the left tailpipe. Have it laid out so we can get started with the instructions and removing the bags and etc. So first step it says, oh, it does say make sure your bag is properly secured. Yes. I don't think it's gonna, well, I mean properly secured, it's not going to fall over. So it says remove the saddle bags. Makes a lot of sense. On this side, we're gonna remove this side first. These just come right off like that, and I'll set them aside. Next step is loosen the muffler clamps that connect the stock mufflers to the head pipe. Okay, these guys. So I need to go grab some wrenches to do that. So when they mention the bracket that holds the exhaust to the bar, to the bags, sorry, the bars that the bags bolt to, that's what they're talking about. We're gonna take that off and that off. Try 1/2 inch maybe first on the sockets there. Perfect, 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch of those. Let's get my, I don't know, the extension for that. The adapter to change my socket size. I think that's a 1/2 I'm not sure. Go down to a quarter for this, quarter size. Probably just slides off. Let's take a look here. Loosen the muffler clamps that connect the stock mufflers to the lead pipe. I believe when it's talking about the clamps that hold the tailpipes, loosen the muffler clamps that connect the stock muffler to the head pipe. So I'm guessing it's this right here. So that's the underside of this pipe. There's a, trying to block that light out so it's not shining, so that there's a nut that needs to be taken off right there. And then it looks like this clamp holds the tailpipe on, so I gotta loosen that. I got the tailpipe off, this stock tailpipe. This clamp was around it like that. But as I took it off, I looked up and realized the camera was not on. It was on the wrong angle. Anyway, it's your stock tailpipe with the stock end. Now let's see the difference here. So here's the two pipes side by side. Here's the stock pipe with the normal end you can recognize. And here's the top performance tailpipe. Just a comparison of what they look like together. Basically all I had to do, it was sitting inside, using the clamp that I've already taken off here. This is sitting, holding the stock muffler to the tailpipe there, or to the exhaust. And basically carefully and slowly turned it and then wiggled it, but I'm dramatizing, of course, ever so slowly. So I really didn't want to bend the pipe in here. You bend that and that might cause problems, I'm guessing. And you don't want to bend this up. I mean, I'm not going to use it again, but who knows, maybe it's become useful for somebody else. Regardless, you know, why bend it up if you don't have to? All right, next step. Remove the factory muffler clamps from the stock mufflers and slide them onto the ends of the tab. So here's the clamp that I took off. I saw how the nut was facing down, that's why I took it off. And you can tell by, there's a piece here, I guess, I don't even know what to call it, but you can kind of see it right there. That is the part that was facing up, and that nut on the back is facing the ground. So that is going to go. All right, so I'm going to share with you guys something that is maybe a little bit comic, maybe a little bit funny. For the last 10-15 minutes, I've been trying to figure out how, what I need to use to get the new Tab Performance slip-on to fit over the exhaust, the current exhaust. Because as you can see, this stock exhaust has a smaller, what do you call it? The part that goes over top of the tailpipe. Could not figure it out. I started thinking, did I miss an adapter somewhere? What the heck? Actually, no. So I thought the tailpipes were interchangeable. They are not. And I'll show you here. Let me move this tailpipe. So they are not interchangeable. As you can see, this is a little smaller than that one. That's a big no duh for me. Anyway, just wanted to share that in case anybody else gets a little stumped with that. I might have missed that in the instructions somewhere, but now we know. Okay, let's continue on with the install. All right, continuing on. Here's the clamp that came off the old one. I'm gonna slide that on carefully. And actually, I think I'm gonna loosen up just a little more. Probably means more to tighten on, but that's all right. And this is not a part you see anyway, so I guess I don't really need to worry about scratching it up. Just the clamp down here, and this area that the clamp sits on, even just outside the clamp area, you don't see it. It's all covered by this, I guess, exhaust shield. I don't know what they call that. Alright, anyway. Shove it on there. So I think I've got the clamps on. Basically have it right, the edge of the clamp is right parallel or even with the edge of the end of the tailpipe, or the end of this end of the tailpipe, and it clamps into the exhaust. Slide it back on carefully, and before I tighten this clamp, I'm going to put the bolts in, because then I'm going to have to reposition that clamp a little bit. It's a little off. So I have the left side on, attached. I got the clamp back on, and I got the brackets back on, or the bracket with the two nuts back on here. And it's pretty tight, it's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to go ahead and get the bag over here. Put it back on there. Put it on correctly. It seems like it is, and this is just so easy to take off if I have to later. Alright. Slide, big that out of the way, and turn the bike around. Alright, here we have Ruby turned around the other way, to the right, and we're on the right side of Ruby. Gonna take off the other stock tailpipe, same thing. This time it's gonna be probably a little quicker, likely. But again, I'm gonna likely skip a lot of the stuff that you're really not going to want to watch. But I'll get the bag off, and I'll take the two screws down here off the bracket, and we'll remove the clamp or loosen the clamp, pull the pipe out, put the new pipe and the new slip-ons on. Now that I have the bag off on my side here, you can see the camera, but yeah, you can. Anyway, now that I have the bag off, I have full access to anything over here, including much easier access to this tailpipe. So we're gonna again remove these two bolts and then undo this clamp up here that you can't see, but I'll take care of that. So this is the right side tailpipe, but I wanted to show you guys something that it should have been obvious to me before, when I had the problem with trying to figure out why this one was too big over there on the left side. It's because it's the right side muffler, but this should have clued me in. This little divot area is for clearance from the bottom of the shock. So obviously you want the clearance on this side, on the right muffler. On the other side, this is the other muffler, has the dimple, or whatever you're gonna call it, the rivet, the hole, the concave area on this side instead. That should have been a giveaway. Anyway, there you go. It was from in addition to from before. So I finally got the new Top Performance slip-on the right-hand side, and there was an unbelievable amount of difficulty with getting it to fit over the exhaust. I finally figured out over the exhaust the end of the exhaust over here, the part that couples on, is difficult to get on. So I ended up just slightly bending out the tip, not very far, just enough for it to get over. It worked, seemed like it worked fine at the very end. Bag obviously is still off, I haven't put it back on yet. And actually I'm gonna save the view of the back for once I get the bags back on. So there we go, there's the new Tab Performance 50 cal. The tips anyway, from the rear. And then of course from the side. Look pretty good. I'll do a cold start in a second here. First time to hear the exhaust run. All right, here we go. Here's going to be the first start, the cold start of the new Tab Performance 50 caliber slip-ons. Well, I took Ruby out for a quick ride on the highway, and those Tab Performance 50 cals sound good. Now I got the kind that has the medium baffle, so it's not quite as loud as the Zombie. But the reason I got that is because I don't really need the Zombie, the loud noises on Ruby. I'm saving that for Roadrunner, my other bike. But yeah, those Tab Performance sound really good. And of course, a big part of the reason why I got them was because when I was riding on the highway the other day, I'm so used to being able to pop the engine if I have to, rev it up a little bit, just to let somebody know I'm next to them if they start coming over to me. And when I did that with the factory exhaust, you couldn't hear it at all, so it did no good. Anyway, those Tab Performance worked really well, and awesome to them for making those products. So that's all I had for today. I do have a practice tomorrow with one, possibly two people, I don't recall. Probably a relatively short practice, but it'll be a good one. So also I wanted to mention subscribing to this channel will help you out, because then you'll get notifications of videos posted. You might already know that, but just in case you didn't. Also, it helps out this channel a little bit for the analytics or whatever. And feel free to comment on any of the install you saw today, or the coolness of Tab Performance. I'm sure there's a bunch of people who use it and would love to comment on it. Anyway, we'll talk to you soon.